shouting out your name. Okay, maybe I shouldn't do that for those who are very sensitive to energies, because they would like to remain anonymous, but they booked a 15-minute custom ASMR video and gave me permission to post, so I would love to read their message. Hi Tony, I struggle with anxiety my whole life, especially with the ideas that nobody likes me and I'm bad at everything. I see a therapist and I know those thoughts aren't true, but it's still a struggle. Could you make a reassuring ASMR video for people with people-pleasing anxiety? I give you permission to post on your YouTube channel if you'd like to. I would just like to remain anonymous. Thank you in advance. No rush. Alright. I love when Poopsies say no rush. That's very much appreciated because I always get your sessions done as soon as I can, but it gives me comfort and peace knowing that I don't have to hurry, So, thank you for that. And I did cover something I think in a Reiki session recently I posted about people pleasing. So before we begin though, I would just like to simply calm the energies. I've been bad at match lighting lately. I was on a roll for a while and now I'm trying to do it quietly so it's not too noisy, but there's no quiet way to light a match really. Okay, maybe I did that too soon because I haven't even opened the box yet. My incense sticks, but sometimes when I begin your tarot readings, for example, sometimes, not always, I'll light. Oh, well, it just totally died down, so here's what I'm going to do. Simply we'll use the light from these candles. I don't know why I didn't do that to begin with. And just clear the energies in and around all throughout us. I saged my home and myself yesterday evening, so the energies are good, or better, I would say. But this will kind of just allow us to calm our mind before we begin discussing this subject, okay? The nice, pleasant aroma of cherry blossom is always welcomed and appreciated. So, wonderful. Well, that's that. So, I shall begin now. I understand exactly how you feel, anonymous person who booked this session, and others who may be going through something where you feel like you need to people please. Because we are afraid of getting hurt. It is a fear of being betrayed, of losing control of a situation to a point where there's no return and you get hurt. And this is difficult to face. This is something that I don't have the answers to, as sometimes I tend to still work through these feelings. But hopefully this gives you comfort in knowing that, one, you're not alone, and two, that there is a way to solve this, that nothing really lasts for an eternity. And so, when you get the urgency to please someone, and it's maybe outside of what you really want to do, ask yourself in that moment, pause and reflect on what is it that you are actually feeling right now. Is it fear? Which probably, because anxiety is fear. So you said you're feeling anxiety. So just acknowledge that anxiety. Acknowledge that it is very real. It is a real thing. And that you're actually feeling it in that moment. And then ask yourself, what am I afraid of? Why am I feeling this fear now when this person said something? Let's say, for example, typically I'll tend to feel this people-pleasing thing. Acting nice, like maybe sometimes even fake nice or too nice, just to avoid pain, right? I will, so we're need a reaction, okay? That we do not need to say anything sometimes. And I think I learned this recently, that silence is key. You need to pause sometimes, even though it's uncomfortable, even if it's awkward. If you maybe you're at an interview and, okay, bad example. You're on a first date, okay? And sometimes there's just nothing to say and you don't know how to tell that person. It's not that you don't know how to communicate or you don't know how to answer questions. You just are feeling through your feels, and the fear will make you speak. The fear will... Okay, so here's where I was getting at now, I remember. Let's say someone says something that makes you hella uncomfortable, okay? Or they're debating you on something triggering to you. And you start feeling afraid because you're telling yourself, oh my gosh, what if I get hurt again by saying an answer to them that they don't like to hear and they walk away from me? And that brings me pain. So we do things because we're afraid to get hurt a lot of times, and that's that anxiety people keep talking about. And so if you are in tune with that emotion, then you will know that a lot of times you just say things to run from things, and running is not always the answer. And so just sit in that feeling, no matter how uncomfortable it is, and realize I can speak my truth. In fact, by feeling fear for long enough, you say to yourself, I don't want to feel this anymore. Why don't I just feel in this moment? Choose to brave it up, bold it up, and have the courage to say what I feel without worrying about what the reaction will be. And oftentimes you'll find that if you just speak your truth, they come closer to you. They don't actually back away from you. And it's powerful. But if they don't, then you at least came closer to yourself. Does that make sense? So, speak your truth fearlessly. Or even if you feel fear, your knees are clattering, your wrists and elbows are shaking, say it. Just say it. Because sometimes you will say something that that person needed to hear. Sometimes it's not even about that date. Sometimes the universe just wanted you to meet, not to be lovers, but just to say something that other person needed to hear. And that actually helped them in the long run. You know, so there's magic in everything. And know your magic. Know your worth. Know your power, because words hold power. And by you speaking, they want to hear what you have to say, otherwise they wouldn't bother asking you. Does that make sense? So this is the only occasion I can imagine where a person would think about people pleasing, right? Is by communicating with the person. We don't just randomly go up to people and want to please them if we don't know them. They have to approach us first, typically. Isn't that how it works? And communicate with us. And us with them. So this is how I perceive people pleasing to be from my point of view and experience. I hope I have pinpointed it properly. And maybe, just maybe, this gives you a nice, gentle reminder as to how to move forward with this feeling. Does that make sense? Did I word it okay? Will this help you? I hope so. And how can you also please yourself? Because remember, everything starts from you. How can you people please yourself? You are a people too, right? You're a person too. And so, don't forget you. Don't forget about you, honey, okay? A lot of times, we forget about ourselves because we're so caught up with others. And again, that fear of losing others. What if we did lose everyone today, if everyone just dropped today? And it was only you left on planet Earth. Would you be okay? And if not, then these principles hopefully may help you get there. Eventually we have to be alright being on our own. We have to be okay accepting who we are, fully embracing it. Because at the end of the day, we're our best lover, our best friend, our best partner, everything. And so, our best everything, literally. Family member, companion, any word you want to think of. You gotta share that with you. It starts with you and only you. And in that you realize when you please yourself enough, when you do what you actually want to do on your own, you will look at others in a sense where you won't just let anyone come through. You will allow just the right energies that match who you are to come through, and you won't feel the need to have to please someone in order to invite them in your life. It will actually more feel like, and I know this may sound funny, it will feel like it is a privilege for them to be in your life, but this is how sometimes it can feel, because you know your power and your worth, and you know what work you put in to heal and to grow, and so you won't just let anyone through that wall, through those barriers, those boundaries that you have so placed. So sometimes we have to set a boundary with ourselves to stop people pleasing, right? Sometimes we just have to remind ourselves, I am not going to try it for 24 hours. I am going to please me and only me today, and no one else. See how that feels for a change. Maybe you like it. Notice the difference. Again, sit in that feeling. How does this feel? Notice it. If not, try some other method. And then you realize actually people are going to start coming to you more. They're going to be more drawn to you. When you detach from others, you kind of realize the power you hold to bring others to you. And it's going to be amazing. It's going to be a beautiful process for you to work with energy that's all around us. It's here. Everything we need is here. We just have to utilize it to our advantage. As long as it's in tune and harmony with Earth. Right? I emphasize that. We don't want to overdo anything selfishly. So yeah, it's not good to never people please, right? It's okay to people please half and half, right? So there's a balance. If you are in alignment with that, and if this resonates with you, which if you typically are people pleaser, you can never just wipe it totally clean. You'll probably end up half and half, and that's okay. That's a lot better, and in fact way preferred than never at all, because if we never people please, eventually we push everyone away and burn all those bridges. Dang, that dog is loud. Well, the video's almost over, so. Dogs have been coming to my property a lot lately. I think that's a sign that, who knows? I'm moving, right? Maybe. There were two big black labs in my front lawn yesterday while I was saging the house. I'm like, that's spirit. What are they trying to tell me? I have to still look that up, but that was very interesting. So, hey, just like a dog, right? Maybe that was a spirit reminding me, a little fairy outside reminding me that, hey, Tony, look at this. We people please our animals too, right? We want to please them, but they also, let's not forget, they actually probably more often want to please us than we want to please them. We don't even think about our pets sometimes. We are so busy and occupied during the day, but we think about other people. We think about that new guy or girl we're texting. We think about, I don't know, how much money is in your bank account, whatever, okay? What's the grade you got in English class, right? Stuff like that. So, but we forget love and care for too. That they also truly love and care for us, like family, right? Sometimes we don't even think about our family. We forget they even exist, but we forget how much they love us. So why is it we always shy and away from those who actually love us? And why are we always running toward people that pleasing them when they don't even sometimes even give us a second look or a second chance? Like, it's just what it is. So, that will make you realize, hey, let me not waste my energy, because everything's energy, right? And you only have so much during the day to give. And so, let's start, maybe if you never people please a family member, start trying that just for a day. Just see how that feels. Does it feel good to just really make them happy, right? Try doing it without fear, right? Because you're never going to lose that family member that you love, right? And they love you. So it's easy to people please them if you don't have that fear. You'll never lose them. So try it. Try to see, hey, let me make this person really feel good today. Let me show them my love and appreciation, respect today, my admiration for them, and take them out to the mall, buy them a smoothie, Auntie Anne's pretzels. My mouth is watering. Those cinnamon twists. Oh, they're so good. A good pizza from Sparrow, maybe some Asian food. Oh, I'm about to hit up the mall now. No, I'm just playing. But, make someone feel good today. Just make yourself feel good first, and then make someone else feel good. Because when you make yourself feel great, you're going to know exactly how to make someone else feel good, especially if you know them very well, and you probably know your family very well, so, or a good friend, or, bestie, or whoever, your partner. This is why I say someone close, because it can be hard to do that for someone you don't know. So yeah, try that first. Try with you. Try with someone you will care for. And then try with a total and complete stranger and just give unapologetically. Just be kind. I think we really need that more in this world. You know what, let me tell you a funny story. Maybe this is why this had to come through. I drove back from somewhere, I forgot. Oh, I was at Sprouts, okay, the grocery store. And I came back home, right? And on my way home, I was like at the last intersection before my house. And this truck just starts swerving like this. Literally, this big white truck. I'm like, what are they doing? They pull up to the guy behind me at the stop. And they were shouting at them. They were like, you gay, beep, 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 bleep, bleep, bleep. And I'm like, why are they cussing them out? They didn't cut them off. They were following me like for 5-10 minutes. Like they were just minding their business. The guy was talking on the phone, and I was looking at my rear view mirror. I could see everything happening. And then they pull up, and I thought they were gonna start a shouting match with me. And then they pull up to the car in front of me, brake, and they start cussing them out. They start shouting and laughing, and then they just slowly swerve their head, like the lady at the Grudge movie or something. And they turn their head, and they were like, and I'm like, are people turning into zombies? Like, what is going on? Like, are we in the end time? Like, what is actually happening? Like, is everyone turning? And it spooked me. It spooked me to my core. And he just looked at me through my soul and just so creepy. And I'm like, why is he doing that? What is going on? And then I realized now, connecting to the story, I'm telling you, he didn't give a damn about people pleasing, did he? He probably was on something, okay? Who knows? I won't even say that keyword on YouTube. And so I kind of was spooked, but then I sort of laughed about it later when he went away, and then he swerved again and left. I was like, oh my god, if someone saw him, he would have got in huge trouble, okay? Yeah, he was very lucky, and I was almost actually I said, oh, may Yah protect him, may Yah watch over this kid. He probably took something, didn't even realize how powerful it was, and he's not there in his mind. So I was like, may Yah protect him on his way home. I hope an officer doesn't see him, as he's just like, he looks like he's maybe like 18, 20. Maybe driving his dad's big pickup truck. And so I realized in that moment, he didn't care. I also realized everyone's starting to lose their minds, because the next day, again, that sort of happened. Like, someone who had their car was like shaking, and I'm like, why is it shaking and rumbling? It's not an old car. And then there were people in the car like literally jamming out, and their hands were out. They were like having a party in there, and then they were like turning around and like looking again toward my car and like waving, like, and being like, ah. I'm like, what is happening? Like, what is Spirit really trying to tell me lately, right? In my opinion, everyone's going crazy. But anyway, but so they didn't also, that party in that car didn't even care either. They were not people, they were having a good, that's what people pleasing yourself looks like. Listening to good music, maybe, you know, okay, don't do what that kid did, but maybe something else that might make you temporarily feel good. Hey, have that glass of wine or something that makes you feel good, that's safe, responsible, and healthy, because they say a glass of wine a day is healthy. Apparently, I don't know, but do something that makes you feel good. It doesn't have to be, you know, intoxication. It doesn't have to be something that makes you alter your state of reality. It can just be something good for you that you treat yourself to, okay? And so, if you are on a diet, snack on that chocolate bar, who cares, right? Like, or that pizza or donut or something that just makes you feel good, okay? Alright. And without caring, with being unapologetic about it, alright? That's your assignment for today. Do something that you wouldn't have probably dared to do 10, 20 years ago. Something that, as if no one is looking at you, as if no one is watching. And when you do that, you build more confidence in yourself, and you start not giving a dang. You start not giving a dang about what someone thinks of you, their perception of you, because that's them, right? My maybe judgmental attitude to this guy was like my perception of myself too, like, oh, yo, I would never do that, right? Like, but, you know, realize also the different parts of you, because there's a part of me that still prayed for him, right? So, just realize that the more you know yourself, the more you're going to know how to figure things out. So, yeah, let's learn together. And I think, as I'm letting this video flow, because you know these are not ever scripted, more information can come through that way. And I just hope this helped you, anonymous person and others watching. So, yeah. And I kind of wanted to go into broader subjects than just specifically people pleasing, because hopefully this can reach more people to help through other stuff or similar things they're experiencing right now. But anxiety in general is a B word, and yeah, it's easy to get afraid. That guy in the truck made me afraid, right? I'm afraid to sell my house and leave. I'm afraid of so much, and although it's not as crippling nowadays, like anxiety, I still feel this will help me, and I hope this helped you, and at least alleviate some of it. Again, check in. How do you feel? How did you feel at the beginning of this video? 9, 10, 8. How do you feel now? Maybe it's a 2, 3, 4. In terms of like lowering the levels of fear that you're experiencing. How do you feel about pleasing someone now? Oh, maybe you're more inclined to starting tomorrow, 8 a.m. Please yourself until 8 p.m., right? Do what you love. Cook yourself a nice meal. Go wherever you like. Sometimes it takes an extreme, like, I only have $10 left. I'm going to spend the last $10 I have on just that really extravagant coffee I want at Starbucks, right? Like, sometimes you just gotta go to that to say, I love you, to myself, right? You say that to yourself. You gotta treat yourself, alright? And I learned not just once in a blue moon, you know, it's not enough to just do that sparsely and barely have time. I know a lot of moms maybe tend to do that. Moms, most common, they are the ones looking out for others first and then barely themselves. needs, so I hope this helps all walks of life in general, but that's all. I hope this helped you, and I made it much longer because you gave me permission to post public, so thank you. If you would like to book your own custom ASMR or other my bookings, Bomboni.com. And if you give me permission to post your custom ASMR, if you book that booking in particular, I will make your booking longer as a thank you for letting me post online. So be well,